Hello, so this recording is for your Unit 7 review in your OMHS. I'm going to pull up the question here. So you might want to also pull up your Desmos graphing tool because we're going to use that in this Unit 7 review. So the process is the same thing. We're just going to, the only difference here is the data sets and what is being asked on your question. So in this case, for number one, what is the mean for the data set? So all I need to do is just copy and paste this. So the shortcut for that, so you highlight this and then Control C. So hit Control and then the C, and then go to your Desmos testing. So under your Desmos testing or graphing tool, you click this keypad and then hit the functions. Under functions, you look for statistics and then click the mean. So it will show you that word mean and then the parenthesis. So inside the parentheses where you're going to paste, okay, the data set that you just copy. So the shortcut key for that is Control key on your keyboard, hold it down and then press V. So you have that data set. So that's your answer right here, 443.2. So that's correct. So number two, median, do the same thing, Control C. And then you go to your Desmos graphing. So you click on the functions again where you find that mean. Right next to that is the median. So Control V, and that's your answer, 974.5. So that's correct. Okay, number three, what is the mode? The mode right here is the most repeated number. Now, if there's no repeated number on those data sets, so you just hit none. So I see that there's no repeated number, so it's not. But if there's repeated numbers, so you pick the most repeated ones, okay? Number four, you copy and paste it, Control C, into your Desmos graphing tool. But in this case, since it's asking you for the box plot, so we're going to do it differently this time. We're going to type in capital L. It doesn't matter if it's smaller L or capital L, but I like to use a capital L, equal sign, and then the bracket. So the bracket right there is on your keyboard right next to that letter P. So that is your bracket, and then you Control V. Now you have the data set. Now click on the second row. So under the second row is where you're going to put in the function that is called box plot. Okay, under visualization, box plot. And then inside the parenthesis is your capital L. Now if you notice, there's no box plot on your graph. So what I need to do here is zoom out. Okay, I'm going to click on that minus sign in the upper right corner. Now it's still not showing the box plot. So the next thing that I have to do is click on the graph. See, it's if you click on it and then you shake it, and then it will it will move the graph to the right or to the right or to the left. So I have to move my graphing to the left because the highest number here is 81. So here's your box plot right there. So make sure you can see it where those 5 number summary. So the smaller is 40, and then this one is, okay, let's zoom in a little bit. So this one right here, so if your scale is by 1, so I see that my square is by 1, so this one is 43. Okay, the line inside the box is about, let's see, what's that, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. So between 53 to 54, but closer to 55, and then closer to 75. So go ahead and just match that one into your choices. So somewhere right there. Yep. So that's correct right there because it looks like it matches our box plot, right? So 52, yep, 74. All right. All right. So it looks like, okay, so if you look at here, this end right here is passing 76. So in our box plot, on this edge right here on our box, like on the right edge, it's not passing 76. So it's right before 75. So be careful on those. So it looks like it's this one right here. So that would be your answer right here in the second choice. All right, so make sure you look at those points. Those are your key points and where they fall on your number line. Okay, number 5, what is the standard deviation? So you just copy and paste it. Okay, you can control C and then use your Desmos again. So I can find my standard deviation on the functions where you found your statistics, mean, below mean, max, and then that's your standard deviation, STDEV, and then that's where you're going to paste your um, numbers or your data that you already copied or control C it. So it's 19.4 because you are going to round it to the nearest 10, meaning one decimal place, the number after the points, but you have to include the 19. Okay, 19.4. So the answer here is wrong. So you have to change that to 19.4. Number 6. Okay, so how much greater is the median number of customers at shop A than the median number of customers at shop B? So the median number is that dot inside the box. So shop A, so that dot falls under 40, and shop B, that dot falls under 25. So you just subtract 40 minus 25. So it's not 5. So apparently, the answer is not 5. So you just take 40 minus 25, and that would be your answer. So number 7. So go ahead and control C again and go to your Desmos. So since you're looking for the box plot right there, box plot, so you have to add that variable n is equal to, and then the bracket. The bracket key is right next to the P, letter P on your keyboard, and then control V. And then in the second row, hit go to functions and then select the box plots. And then type in L inside the parenthesis. Now I have those box plots right there. Now those circles are what we called outliers. So circles is 62, the outliers is 62, 88, and 92. And I have a whisker on the left side of the box. So I'm just going to copy it down. So I see it or match it on the choices. I see it that the answer right here, there are only 2 outliers. Well, it's showing that there are 3 outliers on my graph. So I have to choose the ones that's those that have 3 outliers. But this one has 1 outlier in front of the box plot. Well, let me see if I'm gonna drag it. All right, there you go. There is an outlier right there. So it should be the choice down here. Okay, because there's 4 outliers. Okay, number 8. Okay, you just need to copy and paste it. So in order to find which one are the outliers, you're just gonna use the box plot again and then just delete those data sets that we already did in the previous problem, and then control V the new data sets, and it will show you the box plot right here. And then again, the dots are the outliers. So click on the dot. 22 and 115 is the outlier. So 22 and 115 should be the outliers, and then 52 and 18 are not outliers because they are not on the dots on our graph. So you might want to change that one as well if you answered incorrectly. Okay, number 9. So the scatter plot shows the number of years 8 people have had savings accounts. So the savings account is on the left side and the number of years on the bottom, which is your x-axis. It says right here how many people have had savings account for at least 3 years. So what I'm looking here is the number of years. So at least 3 years means 3 or more. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are 3 and more years. So I'm just going to count how many dots are on those number of years. So on 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 dots. So that means there are 6 people who have had a savings account for at least 3 years or more. Okay, number 10. Correlation coefficient. So again, you're going to use your Desmos. Work smarter, not harder. Let Desmos do the work for you. So you're going to click on the plus sign in the upper left corner and then select table. And then you're just going to type in the first column or the X columns and then the Y columns in your table. So I'm going to pause this one. I'm going to type it in. All right, so I have typed it in my chart or on my table. Now on the second row, I'm just going to hit functions and then look for CORR. So it's again under where you find your mean, median, and standard deviations. Under that, you hit CORR and then just type in X1 using your keyboard, comma, Y1. And it should give you the answer right here. 0.89 since you are going to round it to the nearest hundreds. So 0.89 because the number next door is 6 and 5 and up, you have to round it up. So 0.89. Okay, next, number 11. So this one right here, it's easy. You're just going to pick out if this scatter plot is weak or strong. Now, if it's scattered all the way, okay, then that is a weak scatter plot. If it's closely plotted, then that is strong. So if you look at this one, it's scattered all the way. They're not closely plotted together. So this scatter plot right here is weak. Okay. Number 12, association is just how things are associated with how you like the music you are listening depends on how you associate that music. Is it going to make you feel sad or it makes you feel happy? Those are association. Now causation is it's kind of like a consequence, right? If you're not putting in your work, then you're going to get an F. If you're putting in work, then you're gonna get a passing grade. So that is causation. It's like there is an after effect. Now in this case, the cost of pizza increases as the number of toppings increases. Correct? Right? So if we add more toppings, of course, we are paying for those toppings, so the cost of pizza increases. So that would be a causation. So do this Unit 7 review. It's unlimited. You can pause for every question and then try it on your own. And then once you get at least, a D minus on this one, then you can take your Unit 7 test because it's similarly it's mirrored on your Unit 7 review, and it's the same thing how you're getting the math using the Desmos graphing tool. All right, so reach out to me if you guys need help.